not just the Faith Temple family, but also the extended church family, as this discussion concerns the people of God everywhere in Jamaica. Recently, we were permitted to reopen the church doors, not the church, because the church was never ever closed, but the doors of sanctuaries across Jamaica have been given the permission by the Prime Minister or the government to reopen. However, there are certain guidelines that we must be guided by, and these guidelines are pertinent not just to remain as orderly citizens, but also to ensure the safety of our congregation. And we have with us the senior pastor of Faith Temple. He is also a man of order and a man who keeps the role for the custodians in Montego Bay. He's a custodian of the role for the JPs in Montego Bay. And in St. James. And he also serves on a national church body that is significant in the move to reopen the church doors. And we want to welcome Senior Pastor, Bishop the Honorable Conrad H. Pitkin.
Thank you, Minister Green, for the introduction. I don't know if I can carry all you said on my shoulder, but good day, friends, and it's good to be here. We thought it prudent that based upon the new developments where the doors of the sanctuary will be reopened again as of this Saturday, the Sabbath, the 16th, and Sunday, the 17th, for corporate worship service. And some questions we might want to deal with as how we are going to be doing this. Several churches across Jamaica have begun since Tuesday to map out and see how best they can receive their congregations in a smooth and orderly manner. And so we want to address some concerns and some questions that are being asked from time to time as to how we are going to be doing this. Minister Green mentioned that I'm a part of the National Church Group. I chair the Jamaica Umbrella Groups of Churches, which is the umbrella group that embodies the 7 umbrella groups in Jamaica. The Jamaica Union of Seventh-day Adventists, the Jamaica Council of Churches, the Jamaica Association of Full Gospel Churches, to which I am a part of, and the immediate past president, the Church of God in Jamaica, the Independent Churches of Jamaica, the Jamaica Pentecostal Union Apostolic, and the Jamaica Evangelical Alliance. I think I've done the 7, right? So those are, and we believe that we would represent some 95%, maybe more, but I'm very conservative, 95% of the Christian community in Jamaica. We felt, by and large, that it was time for the church to begin in an orderly way and I won't use the word restrictive way, but in a way that we could manage our congregation and have worship sessions. Yep. Christians are orderly people, and we are godly, and so we have a godly character in which we do things, and we do believe that the Spirit is subject to the prophet. And so we can have service without any disruption.
Yes. And I think some of the questions that may be posed by persons, both who are for and against the move, would be in terms of the adherence to what is already stipulated by the government. So, for example, social distancing. I know here at Faith Temple, we have taken the decision to reduce our attendance significantly so as to adhere by what the Prime Minister suggested. So normally we would be able to host about 1,000, if not over 1,000 persons using all our seating capacity. But we have reduced that to 135 people in terms of those coming into the sanctuary to worship with us?
Well, actually, it's going to be about 150.
Yes.
But we can't, we have arranged a ticketing system.
Yes.
So ensure that we can know how many persons are coming to the one service, and we don't have to turn back anybody. But that 150 will include our technical team,
Yeah.
our musician, our pastoral team, and also the worship team.
Yes.
And then we are not giving out more than 130 tickets to the congregation because we have to reserve for a visitor
Yes.
who will walk up at any time and want to come in. And I wouldn't want, and I don't think anybody on my team would want to tell a visitor we can't take
Yes,
you.
yes.
So members will have to understand, for each service we are going to be handing out 130 tickets for the 8 o'clock and the 11 o'clock. We are starting with those two. I've advised the office that if those are fully subscribed, take the names of the others, as I'm willing to put in a third service. Because even with 3 services, we can't satisfy our membership in any one day.
Yes. And I know, as you said, using the guidelines the government provided.
Right.
So we are ensuring that there's a 6 feet between
Not
each
only
person.
that, it is 40 square feet per person. We need to make it because
Yes.
the Gazette is going to be very, very specific.
Yes.
It's 40 square feet per person. The way that our sanctuary is very unique, right? Our main pews are something like 16 feet long. And so we can't take more than 3 persons
Yes,
per.
per pew.
So we're going to end up with much more than 40 square feet per person
Yes.
because it's and because we have the wings, we are looking at like 7 feet apart.
Yes.
So it's not 6. We are expected 7 feet apart.
Yes.
And that's why we can only house 150 inside.
And we have also taken measures for, as you go to a bank or any place of business now, they do the temperature check and there's a sanitization process
I
at the beginning.
just went and picked up my thermometers a while ago. They were reserved for me by one of our very good providers in Montego Bay. And so I have those in my possession. Yes, we're going to be having temperature checks. And we're not going to embarrass anybody. If your temperature is above normal, you'll be taken aside and you'll be advised and you will be prayed with.
Yes.
And then advised that you need to go see your doctor because it's not necessary that you're going to have COVID-19.
Yeah.
Anybody can have a fever, but you can't take that risk
Yes.
of bringing that person in the congregation with others because we don't know. Nobody knows anything about COVID-19. We are learning as we go along each day. And so we are asking persons to come to cooperate with us because you're going to have to wait outside. Your temperature is checked outside before you come inside, and you have to stand 6 feet. And Robert, we might have to go mark the place outside. You know?
Yes, yes.
We have to stand 6 feet from each other to come in, and take a little time, but not very, because it takes about 2 seconds
Yes.
to check you and to check the other person, right? We ask persons to close their eyes when we are going to be doing it because the body temperature thermometer is when I use one for the mouth or the arm.
Yes,
it's
yes.
a body thing.
Yeah.
And so body temperature, hand sanitizing before you can come inside, and you must enter the sanctuary with your mask on.
Yes.
I don't want to get myself in trouble, but we have a few masks that if members don't have a mask, don't bother say, and you want to come, because we're not forcing anybody to come either, and you want to come, feel free. I'll have mask for you. And I hope everybody don't come out a mask, because I don't have 500 masks for the day, but I'll see how best we can accommodate person.
Yes. And once individuals have come into the sanctuary and service continues, service happens, there are certain precautions which we'll take as well regarding sanitization of restrooms and the sanctuary once service is finished.
Thank you. The restrooms are going to be sanitized on a regular basis, right through the service.
Yes.
And as one session is finished, the entire sanctuary will be sanitized before the other session begins. That's why I put them an hour and a half
Yes.
apart from each other. And so persons will not be allowed to congregate inside or outside. Once the session is finished, you're going to be asked to leave and to allow the workers to come in to do what they have to do. And you don't congregate on the outside. If you're outside standing up in the yard at the gate, you must be 6 feet apart.
Yes.
And that is going to be very, very crucial, and we're going to be asking persons on my Facebook page, if they want to ask a question, you can send your question in.
Yes.
We will address the questions. And if you, the question about the elderly, I put it this way. In the original emergency document, it says that 65 and over are permitted to leave their home once per day for essential business,
Yes.
right? And so we can't tell people what is their essential business. So coming to church and study is the only essential business you have.
Yes.
So you come to church and you go straight back home. It is difficult to take small children.
Yes.
Persons will have to understand that. Because if you have small children, the observance of the physical distance is going to be almost impossible.
Yes.
So we're going to ask still that persons with small children stay home. Teenagers, fine, right? We are going to be streaming. We were streaming before COVID.
Yes.
Just that we increase our social media platforms. So we are going to be on all the platforms we're on. If we can get another one, we are now coming off of the platform, even after post-COVID.
Yes. And I know some persons, just in terms of guidelines for equipment, we had, during our streaming services, because it was still happening in the church, we came up with a protocol which we are carrying over because it worked.
Right.
In terms of each person on the platform, they were 6 feet apart.
Yes.
And some, well, most were over 6 feet apart.
Right.
And for the mics, we told individuals that they were assigned a mic that they had to use for the duration of the service.
Exactly.
And there was no sharing of mic.
No shit, right?
All we're doing now is we're putting sponges on the mics, and once the shift is over, those sponges will be removed, sanitized, and different sponges will be added to the mic. So there's no cross-sharing of any kind
awesome.
of equipment. They're not allowed to touch the mics at all. We only have one keyboardist. He doesn't share his keyboard, but his keyboard will be sanitized as well. The drummer and brings his drumsticks. So they are told to bring their own equipment, and whatever is shared will be sanitized after each service, just to ensure that whatever is being used is also kept clean and kept free as much as we can of COVID. And all these measures are put in place.
Exactly. And the pastoral team will not be sitting on the
Yes.
platform. No sitting on the platform, because you don't want to get close. It would be the worship team and the musician on the platform.
Yes.
No choirs.
Yeah.
Our
I was about to come to
will
that.
understand that because, and let me explain, because some people are asking, not even just here, because they have to be answering questions right across Jamaica. Why no choirs? It is difficult to keep a choir 6 feet apart, and in fact, Faithom choir is over 85,
Yes.
going closer to 90 or into over 90. And the choir loft could not take that kind of person. In fact, the choir loft is a part of Sanctuary. I think we can only get something like 9 people up there.
Yes.
So we couldn't even get, and keeping a choir 6, 7 feet apart, the harmonization is just not
Yes,
going to cut it.
Yes, it would make
Right?
sense.
So no choirs. The largest group we are going to be able to take, and only on those platforms where it can be, is a quartet. And if the platform is small, and I'm looking in my mind's eye now, Robert, like Power Faith Ministries in Portmore.
Yes.
They can take a quartet up there
Easily.
easily,
Yes.
right? And even take the quartet along with Minister City.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a huge
Platform.
with I think the choir is over 200 or 100 something. So when you have those kind of leverage in your sanctuary, you can do a whole lot of
Yes,
things
yes.
rather than into a smaller church. So persons need to understand, because people have been asking, why no choirs? When a choir starts singing and you get animated in your singing, the droplets tend to go farther
Yes,
away
yes.
from you than the ordinary talking, the ordinary singing. And those are some of the reasons why we have suggested no choir.
Yes.
And it was not government dictated to us anything. We worked out the protocol together, and some things had to be because the Ministry of Health said the only way we're going to approve it unless you're going to have certain things
Yes,
in place.
yeah.
And people have been calling constantly for returning to worship. You and others who have done psychology will understand that if you like a person away for too long, you are developing another kind of challenge for them.
Yes.
In fact, at the beginning, some psychologists and psychiatrists were saying, hey, you're going to have domestic violence because you're locking away people too much. So I'm amazed to hear people ask why people can't come back to church.
Yeah.
Because church is about the spiritual and the emotional part of the person, the whole man.
Yes.
But you're ministering to the person's emotion, you're ministering to the person's spirit, you're helping to build the person's faith, you're ministering positivity to the person, and you're moving that fear, cautious but not fearful.
Yes.
And that's why the church is so crucial at this point. And people don't know the amount of things that we have been doing since COVID.
Yes,
And
yes.
you understand as a young minister, on the phone, talking to people, using whatever platform we have to I send out a daily devotional to my not to my members, to everybody.
Yes.
Because it is helping.
Yes, yes.
In we call it emotional therapy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, and as we said, we are adhering, and I know, like Faith Temple, we have gone beyond the stipulations of the government, even in terms of social distancing.
Yep.
And we are ensuring that ushers are on hand, our cleaning team are on hand, so there'll be sanitization entering the building, entering the bathroom, you'll be sanitized. So we are keeping the sanitization process going. And one crucial thing, because the church is a place of fellowship, and we are advising members, are giving members certain guidelines, that the same principles which are the same recommendations that the government, they are not even recommendations, the gazetted order
Yes, gazetted.
for the time still persist inside the sanctuary and outside the sanctuary. So after services finish, we are advising people, and we encourage churches and pastors to do this. Advise people not to congregate outside, in the car park, or anywhere on the premises of the church, because that is going against what the government has put in terms of law. Because once it's gazetted, it's by law. So we are encouraging all of that, and there's no handshaking.
No handshaking.
You can't touch elbow, so we're
No
just telling you
elbow.
raise a hand and heal your
Yes,
friend.
or you do like this
Yes.
gently and you bow. No hugging, I know some people love to hug,
Yes.
Hug is a part of the Christian principle, but no hugging whatsoever.
So we still have to ensure that those things are held in place. And I personally believe that this is not the new norm that churches will have to embrace forever. It's a temporary situation, and the COVID will either come under control, or we'll learn how to live with it and move our lives forward and return to what the church is used to in terms of meeting as a corporate body where fellowship and these things are in place.
But,
So
until then,
yes.
with joy we carry on.
Yes. And as you said, like we know, and I know churches who will continue to meet online and continue to use YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook, Instagram, whatever measures you're already using, so that persons who are comfortable staying at home will stay at home, but they'll still be reached. So this is not free for all, everybody run and flock to church. We are saying, the government has given us the permission to go ahead and reopen. Let us use it to the best that we can and remain in order. Let everything be done decently and in order is a scriptural reference. And we are ensuring that we do that as a church.
Amen.
I don't know, Rev, if you have, as a bishop, any word that you would give to younger pastors who, this is unprecedented time for every minister, but there is maybe some younger pastors who are having even more difficulty navigating the times.
Yeah, and this is new to all of us, and we need to understand, and this is not all about emotion.
Yeah.
We have to understand that there are some things, and we are people of faith. So why don't we just open up and speak to the Lord and speak to the people's heart? This is a virus, And I am cautious in saying this, like any other virus, the other COVID viruses.
Yes.
But the thing is that this one is new. It is novel. Scientists don't know about it. They are grappling, and every day things seem to change and evolve. And until a vaccine or something can be found to bring it under control, or it miraculously go, and I'm not telling anybody that is going to happen.
Yes.
We have to understand that the important thing is the people that we are called to lead and to shepherd, and we must see about their welfare and their well-being. If any young minister, I don't want to get my telephone to in a here that I can manage, inundated. But if you have questions, you can call the church office, or you can call me at 220-299, and I will answer your question. You might have specific questions that we are not addressing here today. But don't be rational, be calm. You have to be steady if you're going to lead the flock of God, and they must see you leading them from the front, and you have to be the example to others.
Yes.
Some questions came to me this morning, such as funerals and weddings, if that is going to be applied to the new order.
Yes.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Weddings remain at no more than 10 with the distancing. Funerals no more than 10 with the distancing. So the change is specifically towards worship.
Yes. So
If you have a question, just send me a question if you're on my Facebook page,
Yes.
and I'll answer it for you.
yes. So we are a people of faith, and we are also a people of wisdom. The Holy Spirit gives wisdom liberally to those who ask. So everything is, if we abide by these laws, we should not facilitate the spreading. I was at a particular place today, and I had to take myself away from the crowd pretty much. And we are saying that when we come to church, being the people that we are, being godly people, being people of order, we must look better than what persists out in society now. And I believe that the church has the capacity so to do. And maybe this is a way to lead the country, to show that people can congregate in an orderly way and still remain safe within the measures that have been outlined by the government.
Exactly.
Because we know we have been hearing the complaints about social distancing. So I'm encouraging Christians, when you congregate, we will be coming under scrutiny.
Yep.
Right? We will be scrutinized. So we have to be on our best behavior, as we would be told. Right? So we have to ensure that we demonstrate kingdom principles by being obedient to what the law says and using what has been given unto us. To whom much is given, much is required. And the church is the only entity that has been permitted to congregate in this manner. And we are saying, let us be good stewards of the trust and the faith of the Jamaican government in allowing us to do this.
I was somewhere today too, and the lady across the counter to ask the President to step back.
Yes.
And even though he was a little bit reluctant with the turn, he didn't even step back the 6 feet. And then I was at another section of the counter, and the persons were like 2 feet.
Yeah.
Or more. And I said, my God. So I wasn't long enough, but you see, how long does it take?
Yes.
To become infected? Nobody knows. And I think that person need to be more strident about persons coming in their business place
Yes.
without a mask. Or if they have a handkerchief or a scarf, the person at the gate need to ensure that the person fit the scarf properly.
Yes.
Because you need to be protecting of other persons.
Yes, definitely. So again, I'm not sure if any questions came in so far.
No.
All right.
People are just commenting that good so far, commending,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe we are either too good in our explanation or we're not good enough.
All right, so we have taken this opportunity to try our best to just share the knowledge. This is not a church issue, this is a kingdom issue. And our friends who will be meeting on Saturday and those who will be meeting on Sunday, we are saying use all the precautions. We know that the Gazette is coming out pretty soon if it's not yet out. And I follow both the PM and the Minister of Health on Twitter, and if it's not on their page, I don't take it from anybody else. right? So you can, if you're on Twitter, I know the Prime Minister, the Minister of Health, who are the key figures in leading this charge and the fight against COVID, they are on Twitter, and it's a good source of information. You can also go to the Gleaner, the Observer, or Jamaica News Network. And I've found all the information that they have given so far to be accurate, because they try to make sure that they are in dialogue with the OPM, and that is working so far, right? So make sure that you check every information that you get against the source, who is the Prime Minister or the Minister of Health, as you go forward and meet on Saturday and Sunday coming. And this is a 2-week
Two-week trial.
Two-week trial.
And talk to your pastor. We are in dialogue with the major umbrella groups, who dialogue with the denominations, who dialogue with their pastors and ministers on the ground.
Yes.
So if you have questions, check with your pastors. The one they want I'm inundated with is, if everybody's 65 and over, stay home. A lot of church will have to be closed because the pastors are over 65.
Yes, yes.
And I just tell people, well, I'm over 65, but my essential work is a
Yes,
pastor.
yes.
So I have to see about the flock. So I don't go all over the place, but I make sure that the church is taken care of. The tickets are available to our, not just members, but anybody who want to visit Faith Temple on Sunday morning at the 8 o'clock or the 11 o'clock service. There's a color code. I believe there is one color for the 8 o'clock,
One for
8
the
a.m. service,
11.
and another one for the 11 a.m. service. You can come by and collect your ticket, or you can ask somebody to collect it for you, and it will be collected and delivered to you. The ticket will be specific. So if the color that for 8 o'clock is not the color you have, you won't be allowed into the 8 o'clock service. So make sure that you don't make a ticket and bring it. But you come, if you're a visitor and you can pick up a ticket, please do so. We'll have latitude for some persons who would like to come, who are just going to be appearing at the church door.
Yeah. And there's a lady who said that as soon as church opened, she was going to give her life to Christ through our streaming.
Praise
I
God.
don't remember the name, but this is your opportunity. I'd love for you to come to the office, get a ticket. I know I told you you didn't need to wait on the church to open.
That's right.
But here's your opportunity. If you were really serious about this commitment, then here's an opportunity. You can call the church office and come in and get your tickets.
And
right? Get your ticket and let's do this.
We have method for baptism.
Yeah.
And I advise Minister June that she need to start setting up a virtual training with those who are in membership class.
Yes.
So we can continue that training, because
Yes.
we're not going to be having a Bible study in the night.
Yes, yes.
Because of the curfew.
Curfew restrictions.
But Bible study continues. It is being done virtually.
Yep.
And Bishop Everton Lawrence is now the presenter, right?
Yes, yes.
And so you tune in to us at 6:30,
6:30 we start with worship,
Right.
and then he
Good.
starts teaching at 7.
6:30 p.m. we start on Tuesday evening with worship, and 7 o'clock we go into the Word, and so nothing has stopped except for the departmental meeting that don't go on. But Bible study is coming to you live and direct on all the platforms.
Yes.
And for those on FBN, welcome, it's good to have you. Pass the word out for us. Tell persons they can come, but they need to have a ticket to come in, and the tickets are available at the church. Sort of restrictive, yes, I admit, but it is a matter of controlling the amount of person, because I don't want to say people from Westgate, West Green and Catherine all come, because I might get more than right. So we are very, very cautious of how we do this.
Yeah, so again, this is just us trying to educate and to edify the broader body, and then to give our members some specific guidelines as it pertains to where worship will go for the next 2 weeks at Faith Temple. And not the next 2 weeks, because we may make some amendment in terms of maybe stricter procedures after Sunday, because Sunday is the pilot.
Sunday is the pilot. Yep.
So we'll make some adjustments based on how Sunday works out, and then we'll advise again through this platform and other platforms as to where we will go the following Sunday, and then we'll wait for the government to tell us what happens after the 2-week trial has passed and where we go.
Exactly.
For the foreseeable future until such a time.
You know, some years ago, I started a zoning thing at the church. And after a while, it sort of went dormant. But I think it's something that I need to revive because it is important. We also have zone leaders for the various zones. And we know who or in what zone. And if anybody that does relate to us through the leaders, so I think now that COVID, we are seeing the value of these things that we have been doing. We have been asking for telephone numbers. Persons seeing the value of the church having the telephone number that we can keep in touch. We have the general WhatsApp group, and we are working on the texting with the numbers. And we want all our members to be on it because it is only through texting or to the WhatsApp that I can speak to you directly without coming publicly to you like this. All right? So if we don't have your number, you're not in the WhatsApp, call the church, give them your number. Minister Robert is the person in charge of communication. He'll put your name in when I'm talking, I'm speaking to everybody. But I think we have near 300 persons in it.
In the group,
way lower than the membership of Faith Temple.
So again, we're just encouraging, and this is not a coercion for members to come out. This, as always has been, that it's a voluntary thing, and we're encouraging persons. Again, if you're unsure, you know, we are providing a way to meet you. Stay home. And we stream on YouTube. The tag for our YouTube and Facebook accounts is the same thing, Faith Temple AOG. So you search on YouTube or search on Facebook for Faith Temple AOG. We also have the live on our website, which is faithtempleaog.org. And we are at channel 253 on Cornwall Communication. So we have at least 4 ways that you can join us virtually from the comfort of your living room. And we encourage you to do that. But if you feel ready to take the step out and to come on Sunday morning, we have made provisions. And we are going, as I said before, I believe, beyond the government stipulations to ensure that the congregation is shepherded properly and you are able to worship without fear. We don't want to be worshiping and wondering if the person brushing at your shoulders, right? If you know Faith Temple seats, they are wide, and you have one person at either end and then one person in the middle. That's enough distance, right? More than enough distance than what is stipulated.
2 feet more than the stipulation.
2 feet more. So you have a space to come and worship in freedom if you want to do. But again, if you are unsure, we are saying stay home and join us on the various platforms that we are on at the minute. I don't know if Rev has any
Thank you very much, Robert. I think you said it. Just want to encourage persons, not just at church or at home. Make sure that you observe the social distancing, especially when you go out in the public. Wear your mask. I still see persons downtown Montego Bay without their mask. Wear your mask. Remember, wash your hands with soap as often as possible. The way we promote hand sanitization so much, once you get to somewhere that you can get soap and water, wash your hands. I see persons using the disposable mask more than once. That is not good. I know that you may not be able to purchase mask every time, but it's best you get the reusable mask with the filter inside that you can wash it, hang it up to dry in the sun, and they say you can wear it, but I tell people, and iron it, and you can wear it again. But don't keep using those disposable masks regularly because it's not going to be good for your health. Thanks again, friends. Thank you, Robert. It's good to talk to you. We are going to be doing this. We're going to keep this up, this interview, to make sure that those who don't see it now will see it. And if you have any question at all, don't be afraid to call. Call me 220-2999 or 829-0110. Send me a text on the 829, or you can WhatsApp me if you have WhatsApp on the 220, and I'll be more than willing to answer your questions. God bless you. Keep sweet, walk good, and stay in the Lord.
Amen.